Good afternoon everybody. Today we will be making a Yorkshire pudding with a sausage casserole inside, and the ingredients needed just to make the Yorkshire pudding, which we're going to do first, is 4 eggs, 140 grams of plain flour and 200 ml of whole milk and a pinch of salt. So to start with then, my wife Simone will crack the 4 eggs into a biggish bowl so when the eggs have been broke into the bowl, that should make about 100 mils. There's 150 grams of plain flour going in. Now there's a whisking action going on to amalgamate the ingredients. Now add in the milk. Do that in a couple of stages. The whole idea here is to make sure there's no lumps, so a vigorous whisk will be needed. The milk on it. And just a wee pinch of salt. That looks quite smooth to me. Now what we're going to do is, well, my wife's going to do is add it to a jug and cover it and fridge it. Now this can be fridged from anywhere between 30 minutes and 24 hours. Ready to be used, ready to make the Yorkshire pudding. Right then, the batter mix for the Yorkshire has been resting in the fridge. Now we come over to this pan here, which is a plain flame-proof casserole dish, which is on the low heat at the moment. We've sweated down and softened, caramelised some onion in 3 tablespoons of rapeseed oil. We've added, for our own benefit and our own likes, some mushrooms to this. So we'll let them sweat down, which we have done for about 8 to 10 minutes. And that's on the low heat. Now we're going to add the tomato puree, which is 1 tablespoon of tomato puree. That goes straight in there like that.
Cook 2 minutes on there.
Yeah, we're going to cook that for 2 minutes in there. As I said, that it has been started off with 3 tablespoons of rapeseed oil. Then we add a whole tin of tomatoes. Are they chopped?
Chopped.
There are chopped tomatoes there. So they go in. Give them a stir. Then we add sugar, which is dark brown sugar we've got. So we're going to add 1 tablespoon of this. That goes in. There we are. There, give it a stir. thickened up well. Now we're going to use a thyme. We're going to put in there, I couldn't see it last time, 1 teaspoon of the thyme. We're using the dry variety. This is optional. Yeah, then we're going to pop the mustard in, which is 2 teaspoons. Give it a little stir before adding the carrots in a minute.
Salt and pepper.
Yeah, you can add salt and pepper, which is optional to taste. Then you add the carrots and the water. So there we are, some healthy carrots going in there. And we're adding 400 ml of, that is tap water. Okay, so we're going to leave this uncovered. Bring it to the boil. Yeah, for about 15 minutes. So we'll let that go for 15 minutes. Whilst we're letting this come to the boil and cook, we are going to brown off some sausages. We're using Richmond. That's again our own personal taste. Right, we've let that boil on a medium-ish heat for about 15 minutes now. And also we've browned off some Richmond sausages. But as I said before, you can use your preference to sausages. And in the oven we have a tray, bacon tray, roasting tin, sorry, with some rapeseed oil in there. I'm going to leave it in there for 5 minutes to get warm. That's ready for the Yorkshire pudding batter. So right, just to finish this off then, we're going to pop our sausages in. Nicely brown. Brown as much as you like. Gives it a nice little bit of crunch. Right, so that's all the sausages in. Look at that. It does smell nice. Give them a little stir.
Lid on.
And the lid on. There we go. Going to leave that now to cook through the sausages, and now we're going to go on to putting fat's going to be warm, so be very careful. There we are. I'm going to pop the Yorkshire pudding batter that's been in the fridge all the way in. And that's it. You can hear that sizzling, starting to cook. And this is going in at, what's this going in at?
230.
It's going in at 230 for about 20-25 minutes. We've got our vegetables just on. We decided to have broccoli with ours, and we've got some potatoes at the back. Lovely broccoli. Right, so that sits there in the oven. Try not to open it. We'll let that cook. There we are. 21.5 minutes that was in for. That's a Yorkshire and a half, that is. Right, so that's been bubbling away with the sausages in nicely. And now we're going to spoon that in. Nice and thick, that's nice. So there, look at that. With some lovely veg and some spuds.